Good morning, business builders. I am just going to share with you guys what I do at the beginning of each month. I think the best way to be successful in this business is not necessarily to work hard, but to follow simple steps and to be persistent. So I'm just going to share with you what the first of the month looks like for me. So this is really more for business builders, guys. If you're not a business builder, I will do another post for you soon, but you're welcome to watch if you want to learn more. Okay, the first thing I do on the first day of the month, every month, is I go to my virtual office. I click on my organization. Once I get in my virtual office, I go to my downline viewer. On my downline viewer, you have an option called reports. I click on reports and I print out the list of all of my new members for that month. Those are not necessarily just people I've enrolled. These are just new members in my organization. Okay, with that information, I take each person who has enrolled and I write them a personalized thank you note. Okay, so on like this sheet, for instance, I will write a thank you note to this person and then I'll put a check mark by their name that I've written them a thank you note. Okay, and then I take that same person and I make a member card for them that I put in my member file box. And the good news is, since the last time I've done one of these, my file box has had to go get bigger. Now, this is a little bit old school, but I'm good with that. I like pencil, I like paper, I like doing this way. Some people do this as a spreadsheet. You can take the exact same concept and put it in a simple spreadsheet. But I take and I put the person's name. I put the person's member number right underneath their name. I put who enrolled them. Very important that you put that because you want to always be able to make that connection. I put their phone number so that I can call them. And then as I call them, like if I called in the month of October and just made a care call, I just put a check mark. If I decide in the month of November I want to send them a handwritten letter, I put a check mark and I write letter. I have one of these for every member in my organization. So each month I decide what I'm going to do for that person in my group. Sometimes I do something for everyone in my group. Some months I just can't get to everybody, but I try to do something different. So let's just say I care called them in September. In October, I might send them a postcard and just put, thank you for being an oily sister. Here's a great recipe. For the month of November, I might do a Facebook message, a private message, and say, hey, if they're on Facebook, just send them an audible message and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Have a great day. Call when you need me and I can help. Something like that. So this is how I do my new members. I make a card for them. They go in with my other members in that file box. My file box is set up by month. So I can go from month to month. The month of November is now. So all of my cards are in the month of November. I add my new members into that. And then as I am contacting people, I put them in the December file. Very simple. And it's really a good way to contact people. We won't get into how I do my care calls today because we can talk about that in another post, but I cannot stress the importance of those. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do, and this one isn't nearly as much fun, but I print my inactive file or people who are about to go inactive. You can find that in the same place. You go to your virtual office, you look at your downline viewer and you click on reports, and at the very bottom it will give you the option to look for members who are about to go inactive. You can call those people and just say, hey, this is Melanie Wagner. Well, you don't have to say Melanie Wagner, but I'm a part of your upline support team with Young Living, and I just wanted to let you know that your account is about to go inactive, and I know you've enjoyed the products, so I just wanted to ask if there's anything I can do to maybe help you reinstate that. You'll need to make a $50 purchase, and that will keep your account active for another year so that you can continue to enjoy the products. I've had some people sign back on as a result of that and some people who have not. So don't let that discourage you. I'm just telling you that does happen. Accounts will go inactive after a year without a minimum purchase. So a minimum purchase is $50, but they can keep their account active by just spending $50 in that last month. Okay, so those are the two things I do. I also, again, I'll go back and decide on how I'm going to contact people. And then I take a minute on this day of the first day of the month. Now, of course, today is Sunday. You guys can do this tomorrow. I'm not saying that. But I will look at my office space and I will reorganize it. Simply, I mean, I won't spend a ton of time on it. But during the month, especially the end of the month, things can get crazy. I can have files everywhere. I can have, class lists. Anyway, things get unorganized. So I take this day, the first day of the month, to kind of reset so that we can start and flow good. Okay. That takes, that can take a couple of hours. That can take 30 minutes, just depending on how unorganized I've gotten towards the end of the month. I also take this day to think back on the month before on any mileage I may not have tracked. Any class expenses I may not have put in my receipt book. And I also go through any expenses I may have gotten. Like last week, I know I gave somebody something. I gave them a roller ball with a lot of oil in it, and I have not deducted that from my expenses. So I'll have to go back and make a note of that in my expense file. I do have a spreadsheet for that. It's real simple. So that's basically how I start the first day of my month. I look over the classes that I have scheduled for the month ahead so that I can look at what days I may have empty. And as I'm calling people on my care calls, I can say, hey, look, I'm available, November 30th if you would like me to come and teach a class to your aunts and uncles while they're visiting for Thanksgiving or whatever. And then I also look on this day at who has ranked up. This is so important because our team is really who we are. So we want to show love and support. And so you want to get rank congratulations out as quickly as possible. Now, I don't always do this on the first of the month. Sometimes it takes till the middle of the week, just depending on life and schedule. So that's something important. And then you want to send them a note of congratulations or post it on Facebook or both. You may want to send a gift if it's a high rank like executive, if someone in your group is executive or someone goes silver. You really want to make a big deal out of that because it's a big deal. They're all a big deal, but especially those. Then this is the fun part. This is the really exciting and fun part. Set your goals. Okay, so sorry I say okay so much. I'm trying not to say and now I just say okay. So anyway, I'll work on both of those. Set your goals. Set your goals for the month of November and know that I've got 30 days. What do I want to do? Take out the time you're not going to be able to devote to the business because, guys, we need to have a life. We don't need to be doing this 24/7. Okay, don't confuse having a career with having a life. We all have seen that bumper sticker. So cut out the time you're not going to be devoting to the business. Thanksgiving Day, obviously. I'll probably call all of y'all, though, and tell you how thankful I am for you because I love you. But so take out that time and then look at what you have left. And then figure out, what are my goals? Do I want to do 1,000 OGV this month? Well, in order to do 1,000 OGV, you have to have 10 people spend 100. You have to have 20 people spend 50. So you sort of break that down and think, okay, well, by the end of this week, today is Monday, Sunday or Monday. By the end of this week, I can share with 2 people. I can share with 4 people. I can share with 10 people, just whatever you want your goals to be. And then take that monthly goal. By the end of the month, I want this. Well, in order to do that, I have to do this each week. And then say, okay, well, tomorrow's Monday. What can I do starting tomorrow? And then your goals are set. And I'm telling you, when you write down your goals, they happen. Write them down. They happen. Keep saying them to yourself over and over and over again. I am a whatever. I am a senior star. I am an executive. I am a platinum. I am a silver. Whatever your goal is, keep saying it over and over. And then take a minute at the end of the day and sit by the fireplace and put your feet up and reflect on how thankful you are that you're on this journey and how thankful you are that you have amazing people who support you and amazing people who love you and amazing people who are on your team with you. And that's how your first day of your month is just going to roll. All right, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Nope. Okay. That's pretty much my November 1st, my October 1st, my September 1st, my August 1st, my July 1st. I pretty much do the same things. Okay, and I did mention that I write a thank you note to every person who has enrolled in my group, even if I'm not their sponsor, okay? That does take a while. But I'm telling you, it's so worth it. And when I send that thank you note, I tell them who their support is on that in the group, and that we're happy to work with them together. That we work together and we're happy to work with them and support them. So that's been key. All right. Kind of feel like this is a Periscope, so I can't ask if anybody has questions, but I want you guys to know I love you. I'm so thankful for you. And I do pray every day that you live in abundance, and that you're happy, that you're healthy, that you're oily, and that you live free. Why? Because it's just how I oil.